It's a long weekend and it's time for team killing. Okay, so always as usual, default we put 20 20 homes, leaving us 30 of those. Once again, we can do half and half. So half of 36 is half of 60, 78 is let's see, two, 39, I think. Yeah, 39, I think. Leaving us some soldiers, so some soldiers to play around with. So let's put this to bed here. Let's put this to rest and put this under building efficiency. Really put under maybe 4200. And leaving us 500 splits. 250 250 that and 250 for that. So this is how I also budget the my budget, and I usually come out on top, maybe a few $100s on top. Is that every year, every month I get my paycheck. It goes to rent, goes to utilities, of course, and bills, all sorts of packaged bills. Leaving maybe roughly 900 behind, or something like that, or something weird like that, or some small number, 600. Then I divide 200 for my retirement, which is slowly building up nicely. Um, and that's how you do it. It's basic budgeting. And if you think that you're coming up short, then 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 you pull back. The budget, of course, gets all mashed up if you messed up if you go on a luxury spending. But you deserve something in life too. You can't always. Then I usually donate something to someone. I'm supporting my friend's Patreon. He's a schizophrenic. He's a schizophrenic artist here in Calgary, based in Calgary, who's studying poli-sci, and yeah, I support his art. Hopefully, he'll get noticed. Hopefully, we all get noticed one day when we're in our little artistic world, right? But the point is that we create, and we create. So what? That we're not some superstar, or whatever. We create something. And I like to expand a bit more. I like to really go into perhaps salvage, building beautiful bars of gold, recycling old pieces of scrap technology, so that the environment can handle can cover. So I have a 250 here, so 250 and 250. See, that's how you do it. And that works. Oh, how about that? Well, look at that. I have 400. I miscalculated. I have 200. I have a spare 150. Always go halves. Always go halves when you're divvying up your own private reserves. And eventually you'll see that your funny money, your savings it will eventually grow, and you can either further divide that or further let it grow or invest it. Do something smart with it so that more money comes in and you get more of a leeway from the zero. From this, keep yourself away from the zero mark. That's dangerous territory. Uh, that's dangerous territory. Keep yourself a nice little margin between it. Insulation. Pretend it's the outside world. Pretend that your inside world is your house and your life, and your micro mesotonic world, and and the outside is like this huge cold Canadian or Australian if you're an Aussie too. You want to keep the AC cold. You want to keep the house cold. Keep the burning heat on the outside, right? So we want to keep this nice insulation so that the heat or cold air doesn't come into the house. It will come into the house because of the air vents, because you need to breathe and stuff. So, but that being said, that's how you do it. I don't know. I like to share some of my tips with people who are willing to listen and willing to hear tips. See, look, my efficiency went up a little bit. So now we're gonna go to the military. We got our land coming in. We got our growth coming in. 20 and Was it 20? What else was it building? Oh, 30. Right. Okay. So should we put it under towers? Yeah, 15 under towers. I need to do what's it? 15 under towers. Maybe start building up the ghetto, the Gestapo room. My not my Gestapo, but my Savak, the Iranian one. The Shahs, all the Tashiyars, or the Obsidian Orders, or the Chinese Security Bureau, or the CIA, or what was it? Not CIA, NSA, Area 51, where I have my little pens and we're beating the crap out of alien commanders or invading commanders. Red Dawn. And this is the torture rooms, dungeons. Okay, we got 8 dungeons coming up, so we can cool. So when we invade another country, when we invade another place, we can take their land again. I have one elf lord, so I'm assuming that my other elf lords are going to get kind of lonely here. So let's create the specialized secret service of the Joint Task Force 2, the Orange Berets, the Joint Task Force 2, the Secret Service, or not Secret Service, the Special Service, elf lords and archers and rangers. I'll use these as my attackers. I'll use these as my attackers. I'll use this as my defense. But next round, I've definitely got to put under defense again. Food is holding nicely. I have about 1,000 more spaces for extra people to vacancy for 1,000 more people. So let's just cast that. Cast Love and Peace. Cast do the whole usual everything. Fertile lands. Invisible. I don't know. Invincibility. No. Inspire Army. That's it. Patriotism. Okay, so we're now at 3.4 wizards. Paradise, Fertile Lands, Magic Shields, Love and Peace, Builder's Boon. Oh, Builder's Boon. And Paradise. 2 tickets to Paradise. When does my soldiers come in? I'm having nine land, so I have 9 land. So now we're getting a bit land fat here, so we need to slim down. Meaning we gotta cut down on growth for a while. We're gonna cut down on growth for a while. And build up our infrastructures. Next infrastructure round building will be definitely building these things here. Increasing our watchtower capabilities. Maybe adding a little pieces here to our universities, stables, and dungeons. But definitely next round will be guilds and thief dens. And then we're gonna go to farms and banks after these guys here. Towers is pretty high tech since we're producing more. I think we're at 1,000 more. I think we're at 1,000 those guys. Yep, those guys. Okay. How much wizards are we producing? I'm a wizard, Harry. 1.4. So that's good. That's good. Next round should be getting us up to maybe 2 wizards being produced every hour. And then we really gotta start building up our defenses. I don't trust these enemies. My enemies are gonna start to want to fuck about, and my enemies wish to fuck about, and how much war horses can I hold? So 400 horses. I can only have 400 extra attacker points. So that's not good. We need to have 1,000. So if we are to develop into a strong, independent state, mm, of about of about 800 football fields or 800 flowers fields. A football field basically is how much you can plow in a day. Uh, how much is calculated by how much you can plow in a day. So the olden terms, and then they kind of went back to the football field size, um, or a soccer pitch size structure. It's not the outside stadium, not the egg shape, not the egg around it, the shield, the ceilings, but just the square. So the pitch itself is about an acre. So, and how much is a hectare? Hectare about square root, square foot, acre. 2 acres. So 1 hectare is 2 acres. So 1 hectare. So 100. So most farms are about 240 acres. Well, sometimes hectares are that, that's a lot of land, by the way. So let's just see. 108, 198 hectares. 198 acres will be. Size comparison image. What doesn't see an acre is what a football. So this is what an acre is a large house and that. So a football field. Tennessee farm for sale. A large lake. A soccer field or something. This is an acre right here. A football field. Oh, American football or soccer. So they use because this is an American program, they kind of use that. So hectare is 8 acres. Interesting. So my province is a bunch of See, my province is a bunch of farms as 100 acres of farmland, 166 acres of homes, so suburbs, the suburbia. So these acres of land that's coming in right now, the one here, and the ones that my soldiers are bringing in, the 4 acres of land my soldiers are bringing in, which is going to be in 8 hours from now, T minus 8 hours from now, will be 9 acres. So we'll put it under let's see, banks or farms. Banks or farms. That must be one giant fucking bank then. Like, I mean, 1 acre of a bank is like what? A entire football field size, a soccer size. That's a bank. And I've seen like big banks, big grand station banks downtown. A big giant office building, but that's not. I mean, that's the office building goes up. It doesn't go sideways. So I mean, the big office towers. Or maybe you can at least fit at least several banks into McMahon Stadium here in Calgary. Uh, McMahon Stadium here in Calgary. Because they built upwards now. So start building upwards. There should be a research thing that allows you to research better, not just population units, housing. I'm assuming these are apartment buildings that we're deciding the buildings upwards instead of sideways. But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. We should build the office towers, the upwards too. There used to be a thing where you could build plazas. Where in this game, there used to be a thing where we had to build plazas and universities and libraries and guilds are first. Yeah, you have to build universities and libraries, of course, but you have to build plazas to make money. That kind of got old. Because you have to separate. We have to separate between plazas and mills. And one time they even added the global warming function. Every so often, every turn or every day, you'll be losing a few acres of land to global warming. It says rising tides have destroyed acres of land. That pissed a lot of people off. Well, that's reality, though. I mean, what eventually global warming will destroy lots of our cities, lots of our acres. It's going to cause a huge strain on the social services that are already taxed to high heavens. Our social services are taxed, but they're very important. But they're doing a upper mediocre job, upper mediocre job of keeping people alive. And the one person that does help, on an individual basis, every person that we do help makes a whole universal change for them, universal difference for them. They can go in, get themselves cleaned up, get some clean clothes, live like a civilized human instead of being treated like refuse that society has treated them, and they can have dignity. Um, have dignity of being able to earn their way, work on projects in counseling, um, usually addictions counseling, and also mental health counseling, to get the help they need so they can rebuild their lives, get a home to rebuild their lives to the next level, and see about reconnecting and also reconnecting with family. So also everything is about family. Family is first. And I hope that in this lifetime I'm able to, I don't know, continue continue building the services that we need as a city in Calgary to make life more facilitative for people who have been knocked about in life. And it's not their fault. It's the environment is a very cruel environment out there. Canada is one of the more softer countries, but it's very, very, very rough for many people, especially Indigenous people, especially newcomers, especially marginalized groups, mentally ill, any isms, mentally ill, schizophrenic, people who LGBTQ, war veterans especially, they sacrifice everything. They sacrifice their minds, sacrifice their bodies, and the bodies and brains come back all battered and bruised and fragmented. Fragmented is those little pieces of shards of plates. If you drop a plate or a glass or beer bottle or any kind of breakable thing, it goes those are little fragments, shards, and their whole heads are full of shards. And we have to help them find resilience back and find some resilience uh, or and also show honor to their sacrifice by solidifying, making the society run more efficiently, effectively. Because out there, there's always a brain out there. There's always a brain out there that was born to do something, born to make a living, doing something they're talented to do, which 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 only augments our society anywhere in this world, to make it more efficient. And of course, there's a lot of screwheads out there who specialize in breaking things and hurting people, but that's their business. Unfortunately, you can't really. Well, you can with laws, but you can't really, you know, can't really stop them. What are you gonna do? Use your magical powers to stop them? No, of course not. You can only build up build up these infrastructures in your life, these forts and these armories and whatnot. You're like, oh, speaking of armories, okay, now that we've got to start building our armories, and we still got to start building our training, our thingamabobbers, and our defenses are pretty strong. So I think we can withstand assaults from all over. So our bunkers secure for now. So that being said, let's continue back into science, into study land, and see if we're doing any more rituals. Okay. Yeah, my infrastructure is online now. So laboratories, lead bins, libraries. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm in such a pensive, weird mode, but I'm studying the Seven Cups program about about I'm studying the Seven Cups a module now about depressive thinking, and it's depressing me. Though it's depression. I think I would like to during my ministry as a healthcare worker. I like to augment it with some mental health, psychiatric, not psychiatric. That's a psychological kind of stuff, but psychological kind of stuff. Um, Take up a psychology class, a master's level psychology class. I want to create some kind of weird neurology and study some stuff and learn to help apply it to homeless shelters and whatnot to give people a better fighting chance out there. Plus, you can also make a lot of bling too when you're working with AHS. Become an AHS worker. But the AHS, I think I would like to take the AHS to the next level. My little project will take it off into a little branch where the AHS combines with cups and perhaps the shelters themselves to provide basic psychological uh, resilience resources, aka you know a mental health service that's not just augmented. Perhaps or perhaps AHS creates their own shelter system network too. There's always room for more. There's always room for more services. Where people can go to all people can go if they're feeling roughed up and that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. At the master's level, they'll tell us what is needed, or we discover what is needed. So, and we need to start augmenting our people, augmenting our population. Otherwise, when people start dying, then the numbers don't go up. The numbers go down, and we want the numbers to stay relatively up, slower up, to make Alberta forever. Otherwise, we have lived in vain. That's the whole point. That's you want to keep the continuity of your civilization, your continuity of your unique culture, your community going is for another few generations, several generations. Uh, Otherwise, you start to disappear, just like on Coco. You start going, turning into a light being, blasting off back to Nirvana, back to the universe as some kind of spectral gigahertz life wavelength of light. You know, instead of you being you. Try to be you as long as possible until you're bored of you being you. Like on the like mentioned on Good Place, or mentioned in reincarnation stuff that you get bored up there and you have to come back down here. So let's make this down here someplace more adaptive to who knows, maybe thousands of years from now we all reincarnate down here again and also aliens are taking over the place and we'll fight them or some weird shit like that. I don't know. I don't see the future. I'm just here and now trying to fix the here and now for the future. That's why I'm doing social. I would like to be a social worker again next life. I mean, it's good pay. It's decent pay. It's livable pay. Plus, you get all sorts of fun benefits if you can hook yourself up with the AHS somehow. Yeah. The AHS somehow. And to do that, you must schmooze with the professors at the UFC and show that you actually give a shit about the world, or give a shit about their world, what they want to work on. I don't know. I haven't gone to that state. I haven't gone to that I haven't swum or evolved into that pond yet. I'm still in the koi pond, being very coy, down here in BBC. And of course, BBC will still get my stuff. I mean, I still donate to BBC a lot. I want BBC to evolve, you know. Who knows? Maybe they will evolve into some kind of MRU kind of thing, and they'll actually have some kind of get some kind of vacant lot somewhere, and build a U of MRU there, and then U of BBC. I don't know. We haven't reached that stage. I mean, we haven't reached that stage yet. I mean, Toronto's at what 2 million people. Calgary's only at 1 million people. So wait. Toronto population. I think they're at 2 million people versus Calgary's 1 million people. So 1 million people. Yeah, see, 3 million people. So we only at 1 million people. So once we get to that stage, then hopefully we may Toronto Calgary becomes a super duper land. Well, and to make that super duper land, we have to make Calgary attractive to live in. Also, a very powerful thing is that the indigenous people are becoming more numerous. That's good. Their culture, like I said, their culture can continue through their own heads, through our own heads, through our world, our worldview, our experience. As Jimi Hendrix says, that's his world, Jimi Hendrix world. The experiences. This is band's name, I believe, or it's his label's name. This is all our experiences. So our own personal cultures, and may your culture live as long as the Japanese imperial gathering rolling moss move. May your reign last super long, because as a social worker, that's my job. Making your reign last long so you can continue to use your talents for the betterment of all. Until we go. And then someone forgets, and then eons down the road, people forget us, then we're like, turn to the dust kind of thing. Okay, well, that's enough morbid talking. Again, I'm taking a morbid subject called depression, counseling for depression. So I'm in a blah mode right now. But yeah, I'm in a blah mode. It's raining outside too, so it's autumn raining. So it's also going to be a few more weeks or so, or several weeks from now. It's going to be really gloomy and gray for the next few months, and then everything goes back to normal. Then I become chipper again. Then the vitamin D and the melatonin starts shoving into my brain again. But I had a good summer. I mean, oh, it's been a good summer. Not. It's been a fucked up summer for all of us. Look. Well, that's Turkey. I hope they pull themselves out. Turkish people are very beautiful people. They have a beautiful antiquity culture. They have a taste for good taste and stuff, antiquity taste. And I was kind of surprised. I was kind of sad to see the Hittites have not developed their own civilization again. It's called Hatay, which is a city in central Anatolia, which is Turkey. And oh, only 50,000 so far. Only. But it might be slower today. Good. Good. Maybe because everyone's indoors today. And yesterday was a slow day too. Because it's Sunday anyways. Yesterday was a slow day too. Good. This goes down to 0. Actually, hopefully this will go down to 0, but it won't happen. I mean, this is the third wave-ish. It went woo, then it went cowabunga woo, wipe out. And this is a slow, steady incline, like a roller coaster. Oh, the tram in Hong Kong. People don't use the tram anymore. It's just used for tourism. The tram it's rarely used. Okay, thank you for watching our show. We're gonna be right back. Thank you.